Hello! Hi there! It's me! It's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for finding some time in your busy day to join me for a live stream. OMG, it's Friday. Hopefully, you're having a lovely start to your weekend. But the shenanigans and nonsense for Mortal Kombat and its publisher, Warner Brothers, does not stop. It's really entertaining to see how shills for Mortal Kombat 1 are also shills for Warner Brothers at large. Warner Brothers is definitely a company that does not deserve love. I don't think they deserve love. Do they deserve love? Considering all of the meaningless pandering that they insert into all of their stories, whether it be games or movies, there's always some insane amount of pandering, which, I love me some representation. Hello. Yes, listen to me. Do you hear me? I think the children say I would sound zesty. Don't call me zesty, by the way. I added that to the filter. But I love representation, but when the pandering is just so meaningless, who can really enjoy it besides wokey activists? I think that's what Warner Brothers was really trying to appeal to, considering that the most popular things from Warner Brothers last year were Hogwarts Legacy and Barbie. Barbie, a movie that has no male representation, despite there being Ken, right? Like, I don't know about Ryan Gosling. I don't know. Did you see Barbie? I don't know. Anyways, and then, like, all of the controversy surrounding Hogwarts Legacy, that definitely brought a lot of eyes to Hogwarts Legacy. I myself would not have purchased Hogwarts Legacy weren't it for some crazy wokies saying boycott Hogwarts Legacy. So I did the exact opposite. And you know what? I don't like that Mead Tavern owner lady who's in Hogwarts. Like, why do they have to do things like that? Also, like, you can fully make whatever abomination you want with the character creator. Wow, how does Hogwarts Legacy have so much more to offer than Mortal Kombat 1? So anyways, the two most, I would say money producing ventures from Warner Brothers were these kinds of like wokey, crazy things. And then to see people like Uncaged and Caboose. Yes, we have balls here. I'm not afraid to name names. Both of them. Calling them both out. Why they gotta be shilling for WB? Ew. WB? Ew. Suicide Squad? Really? You're telling me it's all about this thing now? Ew. I don't want to play it. No offense if you are enjoying the quote-unquote gameplay, but we're going to be talking about it. But certain Mortal Kombat shills have jumped ship, or rather, they were contractually obligated to release videos about Suicide Squad because they were invited out, fed, wined, and dined to go play the Suicide Squad game. So the Mortal Kombat shills are out there shilling for WB, exchanging their integrity to promote games like this. Now, I don't care if you're a fan of Batman, Arkham, DC, Rocksteady, the list can continue. I don't know what you're a fan of. I don't care about that. I care about things like live services. I have been burned by multiple live service flops. Flops. Do you know the name of this channel? It's called The Jaded Rabbit. Do you know where it originates from? I don't know if you know. No, not Destiny 2. No, not Destiny 2. Where's the Destiny 1 one? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh look, it was PlayStation exclusive until October 27th. I love the Jade Rabbit. It's so cute. It's a gun. Look at the gun. It's so cute. So, yeah, I've been playing these live service games for years. Years. And I can say that I have experienced the best and worst of these live service offerings. And to see games constantly going down the path of the live service route, Destiny, right? It was good in the beginning. Destiny 1 was really good. Destiny 2, not so much. Didn't really care for Destiny 2. But that's kind of like the same situation for me repeating here with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was a live service. 11. It was a live service in the fact that you had refreshing Combat League seasons, unique rewards from 32 seasons of Combat League. You would have to play 32 seasons consecutively to get all of the brutalities from Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, that was hella grindy. And I was shilling for that bullshit in MK11. But come MK1, I see that there is nothing to shill for. There is no content worth enjoying within Mortal Kombat 1. So it blows my mind that people like Uncaged and Caboose are going to be shilling for this now Suicide Squad situation. Kill the Justice League. I think it's important to understand, though, a little bit more about Warner Brothers. Yeah, to understand. No, I was just checking that the mic was on. If it wasn't on, I was going to be pissed. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about Warner Brothers. What are their corporate endeavors in terms of revenue, as well as we're gonna be taking a look at like the shilly activities happening from our nearest and dearest MK Shills, as well some maybe truth to the whole situation. Yes, I'm quite interested into looking into this. Hopefully you are too. 30 of you here. Can we please get 30 likes? Or 30 dislikes? Or just get out, right? What are you doing here? Okay. Hello. I love streams at this hour. I can perfectly tune in. Nina or Lily, chat. Can we have both? I love Lily and I love Nina. There's so many sexy girlies in Tekken. I do quite enjoy it. Hello Wabbit. Hello Kara. Leo. Keel. Johnny. Did you see Foxy's video, Dave? No. What? What is this video about, Keel? They get clout from being shilling for WB. Oh, Foxy made a video calling out the shills? Yeah, leave it to the pro player who turned his back on the competitive scene, according to Mr. Aqua, to make a video calling out the shills. Wasn't he mad at people calling people shills? I don't think it's like a bad word. Way better than calling someone an FAG, right? So I would say, Michelle, it's whatever. It's just a word, like police officer, police person, or lawyer, or shill, or marketing executive, or debt consolidator. Yes. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about, debt. I think it's always important to frame this in the context of what Warner Brothers Discovery is trying to recover from. So Warner Brothers, prior to the AT&T merger, they were at $14 billion debt. Then that jumped with the merger of Discovery, and I guess officially looking at the books to see how much debt Warner Brothers was really in, things really increased. Right now, the company, I believe, is at 50 billion, 55 billion. This is an older article from February of last year. But the reason why I have this pulled up here is that it gives a snapshot of the comparison between Warner Brothers and Netflix. Netflix, similar activities, making movies and TV shows similar to Warner Brothers, doesn't really have a game division, but they're carrying $14 billion of debt. I mean, it's still a lot of money, right? But that is a huge jump between a competitor. Clearly, these two are competitors because this is an investing advice opinion article on who you should invest in. Netflix versus Warner Brothers Discovery. Honestly, I enjoy Discovery television shows. 90 Day Fiance, Smothered, Mother likes other shows on there too. There's some twisted shit on Discovery. So yeah, I like this. Naked and Afraid. How could I forget that? But I think really you see these numbers and I think they're kind of esoteric without better understanding of what else has this amount of debt. So I have here Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, a quaint little island in the Caribbean. Now, their national debt in 2023 was 14.89 billion, similar to Netflix. So Warner Brothers is carrying around a debt that is greater than little island nations. It's a significant amount of debt. And really, there is a great imperative within Warner Brothers to reduce the amount of debt that they are carrying. This is why David Zaslav has been appointed as the CEO of the company. They are betting their dollars on Zaslav to reduce the debt and turn a profit. He was leadership of Discovery, and from what he did on Discovery, he was brought over to WB as the CEO. So this article is from Variety. It says here, the owner of HBO, Discovery Channel, and Food Network said Monday in a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that it would pay out new rewards to CEO David Zaslav, 6 senior staffers, and an unspecified group of others if they could meet certain goals of new generation of free cash flow. What? I think it's important to note that Zaslav, already one of the nation's highest paid corporate executives, could receive as much as $35 million in restricted stock tied to certain performance goals. So this is like stock assets? 35. Can you sell the stock assets? I imagine you could once you acquire them. That seems like a lot. And he's already being paid so much. So on top of that, he's getting a $35 million bonus. How many millions do you think it went into making Mortal Kombat? Honestly, do you think it took like millions and millions? I think like the millions and millions might have had to have been paid to like Dave Bautista, Megan Fox, John Cena, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And everyone else got like pennies. That's what I imagine in my head. But they're like, come now. You have this in your budget at WB to incentivize your top executives to perform. Isn't that their effing job? So they got bonuses for doing the job description. Great. And you know what? I don't blame it. Capitalism at its finest. Good for David Zaslav. But I think it's important to see that this is the kind of corporate shenanigans that goes on when there is budget for giving stock assets in the millions compared to giving us crossplay at launch. What do you think would have costed more? The millions of dollars for David Zaslav, or or making crossplay, right? That's wild. It's so wild. So it's so strange what's going on at WB. WB is also in talks of wait. No, yeah, they're also in talks of merging with Paramount, and people are predicting that if this merger between Paramount and WBD occurs, it's going to make it worse. They're just going to be deeper in debt with no better way of getting out of that debt. I don't think the mergers are what's going to solve the debt. Yeah, risky timing. They're saying elections could be a factor. Crazy. But yeah, Warner Brothers, after revealing how much debt that they are in, shares have been continuously on the decline. So this is an article from November 8th of last year talking about a 20% dip in share values. That $35 million stock assets now is like 20% less. Could you imagine having $35 million of stocks in a company that failed over 20%? Or close to 20% in the last quarter? That's crazy. Crazy. So here's the 5-year picture of WB. You can see a downward trend, right? Past 5 years, 2023, 2024. Okay. Well, it's only from April 8th, 2022. That's when David Zaslav took over. That was the first day of the merger. But yeah, stock prices have just been dropping underneath Zaslav's leadership. Not encouraging. Not encouraging. So this is a company that you have to keep in mind that Uncaged and Caboose are shilling for. In every sense of the word shill. They are shilling for WB. Why should we believe them? If they're just paid mouthpieces? That's the question. Okay. So, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. Brian. Hello, Brian. Thank you. Love you, brother. I hope you have a great weekend too. Yeah, all that money went to the celebs and marketing. That's why MK1 is so effed up. OMG. Yeah, I think that there were strange priorities for the budgeting of Mortal Kombat 1. Definitely prioritizing celebrities and marketing. Not a good idea. How the hell will WB pay that debt back? I'm uncertain. J-Ro, MK1 will die. It's already dead. Well, I'm not playing it. Do you see me playing it? I'll play it for like 10 minutes and then I'm over. I'm over it. Imagine being $14 billion in debt. Yeah. Imagine. Nasreen. Yeah, that's crazy. It is. They're already dead. Okay, so we have some videos here. This came out 10 days ago from Caboose. And quite honestly, I've never seen another Caboose video. I've only seen this one. This one is I love this hashtag. Hashtag travel and access provided by WB. You can tell who's been buttered up, contractually obligated to produce this video by WB with the hashtag. They put it in the hashtags. Of course, though, they're not using the YouTube tag that says includes paid promotion. Rather, it's just a watermark in the bottom right, which says travel and early access provided by Warner Brothers Games. That's the mark of a shill, also known as the mark of the devil, mark of the beast. We are in end times. But yeah, I am not. How do you debate that? How do you argue that? So like immediately, I know going into the video, this isn't really going to be too much of a genuine opinion about the game. But let's see what he has to say for a bit.
So it's time, finally, for me to be able to give you my hands-on impressions with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. After a very, very long wait, almost 8 years since we had gotten our hands on Batman Arkham Knight, I finally got to try out the next installment in the Arkham...
You waited 8 years for this? I mean, it's so obvious when you look at games from the outside perspective. Like, I don't play Batman. I don't play whatever. Suicide Squad. I don't really care for DC. But, like, to me, this looks like you're swinging around like Spider-Man. It looks like, well, we have examples. I think it looks like Saints Row 4, but
Arkham franchise from Rocksteady. I do want to give
Speed
a thank you to
run.
WB Games for flying me out to Los Angeles, for providing me travel and accommodation so that I can get my hands on early with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice.
Okay, so like he's thanking WB. I mean, like, here's the thing. When you are getting fed, accommodations, travel, all of this stuff provided, this all has monetary value. And I mean, here in Canada, we would have to declare that on our income tax. So this is paid promotion according to local laws in Canada. I'm not too sure what's happening in the States, what's happening in America. I know certain places have even more restrictive laws on advertising, such as the EU. But yeah, I thank the kind folks at WB for flying me out to Los Angeles.
For providing me travel and accommodation so that I can get my hands on early with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That will not alter how I feel about the game, however.
That will not alter how I feel about the game. I mean, no. No, this is paid promotion. You are shilling, much like how those YouTubers who shill for Raid Shadow Legends. Like, you're not a true player of the game. You are getting paid. You are getting some sort of bonus, benefit of sharing this video, sharing this quote-unquote video, when it's really just paid advertising, paid promotion. What? It's like a 16-minute commercial, right? Like what I would see like on QVC in America, right? I'm just not getting it. I don't...
Contrary to what a lot of people online will say. Obviously, I'm very thankful for the opportunity, and that kind of stuff is amazing. I also got to meet a ton of awesome creators in the space, some that I've known, and some new ones that I've met for the first time.
Okay, so I love this. He got to meet some new creators. So those are like new shills, like they have the older shills training the younger shills. Okay, so I binged watch Handmaid's Tales. And I keep on messing it up. Handmaid's Tale. And it's like the younger handmaids getting trained. It's like Esther getting trained by Janine. You just have to make your commander love you and then you'll get pregnant quicker. Right? Like, this is what the shills are. Like, they have the old shills training the new shills at these events where they get to party together. Yeah, really interesting. I'm really interested by what I'm learning from this video.
But regardless, I was going in with an open mind, and I wanted to see how I genuinely felt about this game. I have some positives.
Okay, I don't believe that any word you're saying is genuine, though. That's a problem. Because this is paid promotion. Because you got fed, wined, and dined by them.
I have some negatives. I want to get into all that here in this video. Let me start off by saying that I unfortunately didn't get a hands-on with all 4 members of the squad during my time playing the game. I mainly played as Captain Boomerang, and that is the only character I have recorded footage with. But I also did briefly get to sneak in some time trying out King Shark.
When you want to skip through something,
I can still talk about it. Okay, guys, don't hate me, all right? Or you know what? Hate me all you want. But the gameplay here is actually kind of fun. Matter of fact, specifically when it comes to gameplay, I think Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to surprise a lot of people. I feel while there are so many diehard fans of the Arkham franchise, myself included, a lot of people seem to forget or didn't even know in the first place that Rocksteady's first ever game was an FPS, coupled with the third-person shooting mechanics that we actually have in Batman Arkham Knight with the Batmobile.
Okay, we're gonna see the gameplay.
And I don't personally think that it's as insane of a departure from what Rocksteady is normal.
Okay, do you think that gameplay is like super cool? I mean, I have sped it up, but it feels kind of like Spider-Man-y. I've played neither game, so I don't really know, but they look really similar.
Normally comfortable with as a development studio as some people make it seem. Granted, I get it. That's not inherently the issue that some people have with.
Where are the cars? Why are there just empty roads? It feels like it wants to be like a superhero GTA, but why? Why?
Suicide Squad, and I'm with the majority of the people online that I do wish we could have gotten even just a Justice League game instead of Suicide Squad. But if this is the game that we got, then this is the game that I'm going to be judging. And when it.
So he's making the argument that it should have been a Batman game. I don't know. I don't really care. As long as the game is fun, that's what matters. But I feel like Caboose, yeah, we have to see.
When it comes to gameplay, I liked what I played. At least I liked a lot of what I played. I have some complaints. We'll get to that in a bit, though. The gunplay can be incredibly satisfying. There's the shield harvesting mechanic where you shoot an enemy in their legs to weaken them, and then you use your melee attack to take them out.
Okay, what do you mean you shoot someone in the knees? Are you kidding me? You're supposed to be going for headshots. I've played a number of shooter games in my day, and typically you aim for the head or the crit spot. It's usually glowing or something. But the knees? What kind of gameplay is that? Aim for the knees? What terrible gameplay already.
Out harvesting their shield and gaining any health that you may have lost when you're in a fight. With Captain Boomerang, it's especially fun because you use his boomerang for his melee attack. Shocking, I know. He uses the boomerangs. And then there's also the counter shot mechanic, which Rocksteady has already explained in a past Suicide Squad Insider. Anytime you see that familiar counter system that you...
Why does it look like a casino? Like before he got 777s and then there... I don't like it. I don't like it. That's the psychological warfare that these games like to play on people, getting you used to the casino-like gambling tendencies of investing time and money into these live services. Remember how much they were shilling for Mortal Kombat 1? I just can't, with their track record, I just can't believe them.
May recognize from the Arkham games, you need to shoot a special shot at the enemy to stun them. When you have several Brainiac minions on screen, and you're chaining shield harvest, counter shots, and your special moves, jumping and zipping around with your traversal mechanics, using your boomerangs or just your melee attacks in general as Captain Boomerang, tossing grenades.
What the hell? I'm not really... Why is he in the air? I mean, I guess it's like Spider-Man with guns, right? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Oh man, it can be pretty damn fun. Boomer can even unlock...
Oh my god, and look, it's just casino all the time.
A boomerang that, when you use it on an enemy, they slow down in midair, allowing you plenty of time.
Do you remember when we used to get so many talismans, we didn't know what to do with them? Yeah, that was terrible. I also remember in Destiny, we used to get so many blues. Eventually, if you collected so many blues, it would just automatically deconstruct. What was the word? Desynthesize? Turn into its, like, individual components. I forget what they're called. Yes. But yeah, these, like, games where they really try to hook you on these visuals, it's so obvious and blatant here that it's a casino slot machine.
Unload your shotgun rounds into them for a quick kill. His ultimate move is also super fun, literally ping-ponging around with the Speed Force, attacking tons of enemies on screen.
Oh, do note that, like, I don't mean, like, you have to put in money every time to pick up loot in the game, but I just don't like the reference to casino. Like, do you remember Red and Blue of Pokemon? That there was a casino in it, and then parents were like, no, the children can't learn about gambling. And then the next Pokemon games, they didn't have no more casinos. So yeah, I kind of feel like that. Like, why do you have to encourage people to go gamble?
Screen at once. And some of the gameplay that you're actually going to be seeing on screen does indeed have the damage numbers, but I found out that you can, through the options menu, turn off damage numbers. You can even turn off the health bars if you'd like to, if you don't want to see any of that information on screen. Health bars are fine for me. I don't mind keeping that on. It's good to have the information of how many shots I might need to take down this enemy, but seeing the damage numbers is always too much for me. I didn't really care for it. So I'm glad that there's an option to turn that off, and I know that's going to make some people happy. Through your skill trees, you can also unlock a traditional takedown mechanic where you hit 2 buttons to do a takedown when it's available, and it has a bit of
So it sounds like Destiny to me. Like, Destiny, you can do, like, a melee takedown as a finisher. But the basic gameplay revolves around the gun. And it seems like that's what you're getting here with Kill the Justice League. I'm not sure why he's, like, hyping up a melee takedown. I've experienced that in other games. But that's not the bread and butter of gameplay.
Suicide Squad
Strange.
To it. And really, when you get deep into the customization and upgrading your character's abilities, stringing it all together can be quite addicting. I, in general, get the feeling that this game took a lot of inspiration from something like Borderlands. I know a lot of people, because it's a live service game, like to think and compare this to Destiny, but I don't think it's anything like Destiny.
Oh no! It's a little Destiny looking. And if you need to have a shooter, the best shooter comes from Bungie, Halo, right? So I really don't know about this. I don't know. I really liked Halo.
4-player co-op, the tone of the game, everything just for me feels very Borderlands more so than it does something like Destiny. And then when it came to my limited time playing as King Shark, I was just a brute, mailing as many...
Yeah, Borderlands has a more cartoonish comic book appearance, which I guess this one does too. I think I prefer Destiny.
Enemies as I can to pop them up for easy kills, then building up my super so I can launch myself into the air with his super jump and then charge up a massive ground pound, clearing the area. I do wish, though, that he was just a full-on...
So that's not his gameplay, by the way. That's like stuff provided by WB. WB provided all of the people who attended the event promotional stock footage that they could use for these contractually obligated videos. So weird that people are eating up these commercials, right?
melee-based character, not relying on guns at all because, you know, he's like a freaking demigod and definitely doesn't need a shotgun. I think it also really would have complemented the RPG element of this game really well. You know, the fact that there is a character that doesn't have any guns, that is just a melee-focused character, and maybe could have had a sprinkle of free flow.
So he's like hyping up the melee takedowns, and then he says, but there's no build around melee. Okay, great. So, way to contradict yourself, but yeah. You really like this one aspect of the game that doesn't really affect gameplay. Okay, good.
Combat in there. I do appreciate, though, that I can get as close to that playstyle as possible, even though I have to use the guns at some point. And then while we're on the topic of gameplay, traversal is also just fantastic, at least for the two characters that I played. Captain Boomerang utilizes the Speed Force, and his traversal requires a bit of finesse to really get it right. Essentially, the way you'll find...
Yeah, so like that, I just don't know about that one, because for me, it looks very Saints Row 4. So, have you ever played Saints Row 4? I would say it's like a superhero simulator where you get like a bunch of like powers. So this is like gliding and drifting in Saints Row 4. I guess you could also compare it to what was that game called? The one where you would need to cause like destruction or mayhem as you like catapult things. I forget what it's called. Damn it. Yes, but yeah, like you can like fly down, shoot bombs, shoot things, get into combat, run around, fly, use superpowers, like telekinetic push. Yeah, so yeah, I think it looks very similar. Not as obviously not as graphically nice because this is from more than a decade ago. But it gives me the same feeling, but just with live services thrown on top. So this is one reason why I don't really trust the opinion of Caboose here. It is a 16-minute commercial, first and foremost. Already 5 minutes in, we've gotten like conflicting opinions about this melee build. I'm not really too sure how much to believe in him.
It works best is when you toss your boomerang at a ground surface, then use your Speed Force run to get moving quick. Then when you have the air dashing, a double jump, running up walls, you need to collect these items, dunk them into the weak points, which inevitably opens up the weak points, allowing you to...
It sounds like that's standard script stuff that WB provided to him, like, to say. I don't
know what it looks like when you're playing on the hardest difficulty. The other major issue that I have, but it comes with a bit of a...
These people who masquerade as something genuine, I just can't. Because he said it at the beginning of the video. I'm totally genuine in my opinion. That's a masquerade. Especially when the words that you're saying don't sound like your words.
A caveat is the fact that the city is almost literally dead. I know this has been an issue in the past Arkham games, but at least for some of those games it made sense, or at the very least they rode away with the city being evacuated. Here, from what I can tell...
So they had 9 years to develop this game and they couldn't figure out how to add an NPC or a car or environment. Okay. Got it. Shilling hard, putting the complaints in the middle of the video. Yeah, my complaints are always up front. You know it. It's in the title. But wild. Wild. So wild.
The brainwashed Justice League, alongside Brainiac's forces, have pretty much wiped out everyone in Metropolis, or just turned into one of the Brainiac minions. It's kind of bleak, and I'm hoping for, well, a bit of hope in this game's story. From a gameplay standpoint, it makes what is otherwise...
Okay, crazy. So I think, like, you're also getting the same experience here with Uncaged. I'm not really going to play his video for you, because I don't really want to hear them talk. They don't really have complaints about the game. I feel like the things that they talk about as complaints are very obvious, like lack of environment or NPC. But one interesting complaint that Uncaged brought up was the fact that He didn't even call it a complaint. He just said the customization is questionable. That was the closest he got to with talking about the live service shenanigans that are existing with Suicide Squad. But OMG, I love this. I love this 40-second clip because this gives you a picture of what these shills were experiencing and treated to as they attended this early access event where their bellies were full on WB catered meals and drunk on WB catered beer. Look at the shills. Look at all those shills. So him and Caboose went to the same event. They played the game. I'm not a huge fan of it. Just looking at it, I feel like I have experienced things like this decades ago. Or maybe just 1 decade ago with Saints Row 4. But this is... Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. But I would say that I think they are doing their fans a disservice. They are not being truthful. They are pretending that their opinion isn't influenced by the fact that they're trying to keep good relations with WB. As a result, their opinions are going to just take a superficial look at the game rather than addressing really important issues like monetization. Have we ever heard Uncaged ever talk about everything in the game? I think he's made 1 video about the holiday fatality. But where's the video about the retro skins being a lie? At least Fourth Snake did that. I don't buy these people as really truthful because they're really more so concerned about what else can they get in the future. If they get blacklisted like Dynasty, they're not going to get food in their bellies and get to play these games early access, right? So they don't want to be blacklisted. Yeah, it's kind of sad because this is the state of the community where a lot of people are looking up to people like Caboose and Uncaged to provide impartial views about the games that they're playing, but it really is a hive mentality whereby Uncaged and Caboose, they feed off the audience's main opinion, and then it's like a positive feedback loop where it just continues magnifying itself, where it becomes just delusional love of a game. That's what we see with Mortal Kombat, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's what's going to happen to for this thing. But here, he's actually providing some look-see at the customization. And the customization in this game is really focused around the weapons. The weapons. It seems like skins are also part of it, but you're really concerned about what is your melee, what is your grenade, what are all of these things. And it appears that there are going to be some sort of microtransactions in this game in order to acquire things. I neglected to pull this up earlier. Deluxe Edition PlayStation. Typey. Let's see if we can find it here. Oh no, we want the digital deluxe. Give me the digital deluxe. We gotta see what they're offering. So you can see here that there are going to be like these outfits that you can acquire. But 1 battle pass token, that implies that this token is going to be allowing you to skip a level or to purchase a battle pass. I guess included with the price of the deluxe edition. But this is not looking promising that we're already being sold live service content for this Suicide Squad. And it's not being talked about by people like Caboose and Uncaged. If they're presenting like the full picture, why not talk about the things that you can easily deduce from looking at the deluxe edition bonuses? It's also a sad state of gaming where things like a 3-day hour early launch access has some sort of monetary value that can be shoveled onto the player. Yes, we can justify high prices for these deluxe editions because you got 3 days early access. Wild, right? I mean, we got that with Mortal Kombat 1, and I thought it was terrible there too. But we're getting it here as well. So nice. I'm not playing this game. Just putting that out there. I'm not buying it. I'm just interested to see what these shills are shilling for and why. Because I think these kinds of videos where it is a paid advertisement. This is essentially 10 minutes commercial. This is 16 minutes commercial. When they are so obvious that there is paid promotion going on with the watermark, with the hashtag, why don't these content creators also mark the video using YouTube's internal paid product placement? Add paid product placement, sponsorships, and endorsements. This is a thing that you can do on YouTube with any single video if you have some sort of corporate sponsorship or corporate obligation to create this video. You can use this thing on YouTube. Unfortunately, it's optional. It is not required, but in certain places like the UK and EU, there are different advertising laws where they have to declare paid promotion in a very obvious way. So paid product placements are pieces of content that are created for a third party in exchange for compensation. We'll fly you out, we'll feed you, we'll give you early access, we'll give you promo clips. You must then in turn make a video. That is the negotiation or ultimatum provided by WB to people like Caboose and Uncaged, and they go along for it. But then, if it is paid product placement, why aren't you using this thing? So here's the reason why. When you check the video contains paid promotion box under the content declaration section in your advanced settings, you're helping maintain a great viewer experience. Right? We'll still run ads against these videos. When you tell us that a video includes paid promotion, we may replace an ad that conflicts with your brand partner with an alternative ad. Also, when you tell us, we'll remove your video from the YouTube Kids app in line with our existing policies. So essentially, when you declare that you have paid promotion, you are automatically age restricting the video. And typically when you age restrict a video, it becomes much harder to view. So not having the kiddies eat up the paid promotion would be detrimental to Uncaged and Caboose because they wouldn't be able to make that sweet, sweet ad revenue off of the video. And I imagine that would be some decent chunk of change with a 100,000 views, maybe like what, $500? I don't know. I'm just guessing. But if it is marked with paid promotion, you're going to see significantly less on that $500 because you decided to be honest about the shillery. So that's why I'm not trusting people like Caboose and Uncaged, because they have the option to be transparent and be totally truthful, but they're not taking it. As well, you can notice that there is a definite shift in opinion when it comes to games review outlets who were maybe not provided the same level of shillery and benefits as the content creators and influencers who are invited out to this LA event with Uncaged and Caboose. Interesting, right? Very interesting. So we're going to be taking a look at some maybe perhaps more honest takes on this video game as opposed to what's been presented by Caboose and Uncaged. Let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining along. Are you enjoying this Suicide Squad investigation? Please, if you enjoy our content, consider joining the Jaded Bunny family. You guys get access to all of my secret videos, exploits, glitches, #1 strategies, as well secret group chat, family only PvP, and a birthday gift. Yes, if you would like all of this, please do consider joining. Much love to all of our brothers and sisters, including Duwan, Northern Star, Executed, Eon of the Neon, Amar, Mr. Chips, CJ Rocky, Yufax, 509G1, Street Combat, Red the Kitty, George Alvarez, Talk to Me, Derek Carbona, Dermiro, Camp Carton, Flames Gamer, Keep It Real, Sorcerer, Just True, Ian's Web, Big Rigs, Leo, Mr. Nightmare, Jens, Eric Goals, Fox the Fiend, John Feltner, Kari Lessie, Angel, James Shea, John Lee, John Clark, J4, GCXBU Gaming, Styles, Lucy Little Thunder, Cara D, Kokama Joe, Coffee Gamer, Jonah, Eric, Blood Ferox, Glowy, Chaka Corn, Airy, Darkside, Trokar, Michael G, Swishbish, Alski, Snoopy Blind, FGC, Albus Christus Mortis, Yuri, Calum, JJ, Dr. Eggman, Alina, Acenonics 85, Alan, Cider M, Ragnar, Rian Chaos, and Queen Melina. Okay, wow, thank you, my brothers and sisters. But most importantly, thank you for being here in the live stream. 35 of you here. One of you hasn't left a like. Why not? Okay, J-Ro, hugs, thank you. Dragon Storm, Uwu, Dave. I'm a shill for the Kill the Justice League, cause Harley. Cool. Except you're not really shilling at that point. You're just fanboying. I guess like sometimes I am guilty of this too. I call delusional fanboys sometimes shills, but you're not really shilling if you're just enjoying a game by yourself. You're just being a fan. Nothing wrong with that. 43 watching. Leave a like or just get out. Yes, dislike the vid while you're down there. For the sake of humanity, Dave. Oh my god. You know what? I tell people to leave a dislike because it actually helps. So I'm not going to leave a dislike for these guys. If you don't like something, the best answer is to not engage with it at all. Carlos, ODC shit. Oh no. Not Freud. Who on earth would admit that they are not honest with their opinions? I don't know. I think I was definitely blinded about how I saw and interpreted things with Mortal Kombat 11, but with the full picture of MK11 beside MK1, everything becomes crystal clear. WB, money hungry. People are going to be defending this game to death because they have a monetary incentive to do so. Much like David Zaslav, who's getting the 35 million stock assets if he's able to turn around this misguided ship that is WBD. So yeah, everyone's incentivized. You could blame capitalism. Would I? No. But you could, I guess. But yes, these people are definitely seeing dollar signs rather than being truthful and honest. For instance, let's just take a little look-see at Uncaged. Would love to know if he called out the Christmas skins. No, no, he didn't. He's just like reacting with O face. Why does he do this? Does he not call out the ugly costumes like Deadly Alliance, Natara? No. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, I should have figured. I would love to have hope for things, but there's never hope, is there? Hi from Venezuela. Oh, hello. Bon dias. I hope they do not do that with Paramount Plus. To me, Suicide Squad looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not really too sure about Guardians of the Galaxy either. That's not something I've watched, really. So I don't know. Buying WB games is a gamble on itself. Gonna be bad, gonna be good. Who knows? I agree. Slow the speed down, please. I'm sorry. We just had to go through it quickly because I didn't want to spend too long on their vids. WB is in debt. It makes sense why they do live service so much. Okay, well, yeah. So I think this is the important thing, as Keel is alluding to here. It's the live service, and we've seen from Zaslav that their intention with all of their properties, all of their games, is the live service. They want to hook players on a live service so that they're continuously spending in a cash shop within the game. And it's terrible that it's a cash shop within the game, because at least if it was a cash shop on PlayStation, things would be discounted after a certain amount of time during holidays, etc. Things aren't discounted in the in-game shop. Everything's full price all the time. All the time. So the live service monetization, microtransaction, it's definitely not as shitty, I guess, in MK1. I can't believe I'm saying it, but there is no battle pass that you have to purchase every single month. In Street Fighter, there is a battle pass, but you make one purchase and that pays for every single battle pass as long as you play it enough. There's no reason to play Mortal Kombat 1, so even if there was a battle pass, many people who bought the battle pass wouldn't get to the final part of the battle pass to pay for itself, yeah. I don't know how the battle pass is going to be structured within Suicide Squad, but when major games review outlets are painting a very different picture than what is presented from Caboose and this one, this guy, Uncaged, it becomes kind of worrying just how deep in the delusion these shills really are, because you would expect the games review publisher outlet to be perhaps wanting to maintain good relations, given that they are a games review outlet. They're going to want to have early access to these games. Why would they risk being blacklisted? Well, clearly there's a big problem. There's a big problem with Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League did not like it. Once again, I don't really care about DC. You might be enjoying DC games, Batman games, whatever. I'm not sure. But it says here, we played Suicide Squad, did not like it. Let's see what they're saying. This is what's really interesting.
Worth it.
The best part of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League after playing it for a few hours is the story, and yes, it certainly seems like you will be killing characters you know and love.
Hey, your face always looks so... what?
Lots of death happening here. That's also a big part of the problem I have with
See, this is the same stock footage that was in Caboose's video.
the entire premise. I can't help but shake that there's no way Rocksteady is going to let any of this stick. Our heroes have done terrible things. There will be a time reversal mechanic or some alternate Earth timeline that comes along and washes.
So that is speculation presented as fact. There will be a timeline multiverse thing, but this speculation probably isn't too far from the mark, given that Mortal Kombat does the multiverse. Everything does the multiverse these days. And DC has been doing the multiverse for so long. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a multiverse here as well.
Washes away all of the terrible awfulness that happens during the story. From enslaving a child form of poison ivy to straight up watching your heroes murder people, there's a lot here to make you feel a bit uncomfortable about the journey you're being taken on.
Daphne's hungry.
Wow, a question of morality. There is no question of morality when it came to Uncaged or Caboose's take on this game.
I did it, okay? I put the bloody bomb in her head ages ago.
What?
And when you pair this disconnect
Oh my god, look at this. Mission rewards. I know that Uncaged and Caboose played the co-op missions, so they would have seen this literal loot box appear in-game. Why did they not talk about this?
with game mechanics straight out of the likes of Destiny, Anthem, or Marvel's Avengers, I'm left worried about the
Do you hear that list of similar games? That is a terrible list to be in company of.
disconnect with game mechanics straight out of the likes of Destiny, Anthem, or Marvel's Avengers.
Destiny, Anthem, or Marvel Avengers. Aren't Anthem and Avengers both failed? And Destiny's not really doing well. I don't think it was ever doing well with Destiny 2. But somehow Destiny is more popular than Mortal Kombat, of course. But this is so insane, right? So this is what IGN is comparing Suicide Squad to. And I know Destiny is hella monetized. So how much monetization, microtransactions are there in this game?
Avengers, I'm left worried about the final product coming together in a way that works. The fun just wasn't there for me. At least not yet. Let me explain in more detail. The story has its fun moments, yes, and the team banter, at least during the cutscenes, is when Kill the Justice League is at its best.
Awesome.
Aw, he's so sweet. He's not.
Oh, okay, Flames. I don't blame you. Harley's so cute. She is cute. She's entertaining. I don't know about this guy. Why do we need more fursuits, more furries? It's just to pull in a very twisted side of the audience.
Not gonna make it.
The cutscenes have clearly
I'm being facetious. I have no idea who the shark guy is.
been given a lot of love. Meanwhile, the character models look great, the voice acting is on point, and there are a lot of moments where I genuinely laugh thinking this could be enough to carry me through the messy and tired open world missions. While they could reverse time to fix the morality issues at play, chances are that will be difficult given the planned expansion.
She is cute. I like her. She's probably the thing that I'm enjoying the most out of this.
Expansions, story additions, and gear chases coming later in the form of free updates. That means we'll be stuck with the
Whoa. I think I missed something. Will Suicide Squad have new content available post-launch? Suicide Squad will have regular post-launch seasonal updates, earnable at no additional cost through playing the game. When I heard that Invasions was going to be the single-player experience in a seasonal format, I said, that leak isn't true. I don't want to believe it. And then it was here. So if it's made by WB, don't think that NRS or Rocksteady or any of these other developers, that they're anything but a subdivision of WB Games. Like there's WB Montreal, WB Los Angeles, WB Chicago, aka NRS. Like WB is the pimp, and these developers are the ladies of the night that the pimp then sells, transacts. Yes, they're all offering the same goods and services, is what I'm saying. What? Okay. Earnable at no additional cost through playing the game. Oh, so it's like Invasions. Oh, it's just like Invasions. Oh my god. Oh my god, these words are blowing my mind. If it's just like Invasion. Oh god. Pity the people who are pre-ordering this. Don't pre-order it. See what the seasonal content is first and then purchase, because it ain't worth it. This 3-day hour early access is not worth years of grinding in a seasonal format like Invasions. That's wild. That is so wild. Mind blown. So IGN is actually providing me more honesty than Uncaged or Caboose. And I thought IGN was the mega shill. Updates will include new story content, oh god, and playable characters, missions, gear, weapons, cosmetic items, in-game events, and more. Sounds like they're getting a lot more shit in Suicide Squad than Mortal Kombat. New characters? For free? Updates, is this for free? Or is this, since this is a new sentence, it's not for free? I don't think it's free. Don't be silly, Dave. Nothing is free. Updates will include new story content, playable characters, missions, gear, weapon, cosmetic items, in-game events, and more. So some of these things could be free, like missions or in-game events, but no way new story content or cosmetic items are free. Nothing's for free.
Missions and gear chases coming later in the form of free updates. That means we'll be stuck with the terrible things that transpire, and if the name sticks, stuck with a dead Justice League. At one point, the team puts a bomb in the head of Poison Ivy, who just happens to be a child. But hey, they punch Boomerang for putting a bomb in her head, so let's move on from that whole enslaving a child thing. I get
What is Poison Ivy a human, or is she like a plant? Because can you enslave a plant? That is the question.
it's Poison Ivy, and this is kind of Waller's thing, but I'm using it to illustrate a point.
Oh, look, it's Manya. I didn't know Manya's in this game, too. Oh my god. Whoa. Hey, Manya.
All of these things in one package feels like an
Manya looks better with the haircut. I like her here.
odd mix. Rocksteady had a winning formula with the Batman games and is trying to write a completely new book, but so far, Lightning is not in.
It seems like copy-paste of like what these guys said, like Destiny, Anthem, Marvel Avengers mixed together. That's what's so worrying. Because, like, I'm seeing gunplay. It is looking kind of Borderlandsy, especially with, like, this font. It looks so comic book-like. I don't know. I mean, like, I like comic book appearances, like, aesthetics for certain things. But if you're shooting shit, I want to see blood.
In this bottle. A live service game from Rocksteady is not what I had on my wish list this year. The team is single-handedly responsible for making some of the best combat I have ever experienced. The Predator sections in the Arkham series also allowed you to tackle them with stealth or brute force, adding further flavor and variety to Bruce Wayne's vigilantism. To this day, in fact, you can find ridiculous takedown montages on YouTube and TikTok for Batman Arkham Knight. Unfortunately for Suicide Squad,
Is Batman Arkham Knight really that good? Let me know. Did you play it?
once the fun story bits end, you're left with a much less inspired combat system, and an open world that's filled with tedious tasks that are more about grinding through traditional tropes like point defense or collect the material and turn it in.
Oh my god. So I know these quests. It's like protect the ghost in Destiny while the ghost scans the lock to undo the lock. Yeah, lots of like pointless things. Collect material, turn it. Wow, this is the quest design? And it's already appearing so basic and undeveloped to IGN of all people?
There are shining moments with the combat, such as the powerful feeling of takedowns, and there does seem to be some depth to the build variety, but you'll do it surrounded by teammates who won't shut up with their quips, which quickly becomes annoying.
Feels
Can we
good to be an
start?
apex
I might
predator.
look chill, but that's just my UX design.
Are you kidding me? That's actual gameplay, just everyone talking over each other? I feel like that happens a little bit in Apex Legends. When you got your teammates and you're all killing together and suddenly they're all talking and congratulating each other at the same time. It's weird. But yeah, this is before it's even been released and they're identifying these problems.
Sometimes it's to the point that you'll get 2 to 3 lines of dialogue overlapping while you're just waiting for your crew at a checkpoint. And when the combat does start, it has its fun moments, but it also has weird issues like long animations to regen your shield, or you'll get knocked out of an animation for unclear reasons. I thought it was just me,
He hit like an invisible wall or something and he stopped flying. That's fun.
but it also happens in this provided footage straight from WB. While we have this provided boss fight footage against the Flash to reference, I just want to mention that I found this fight incredibly annoying. There's no indication of where the Flash is most times, and he's the Scarlet Speedster, so he's just constantly zipping around the map. That didn't make the fight hard, it just made it frustrating. You get a handful of shots on him before he teleports to the next location, so you're just trying to chase him down or catch him standing in one spot long enough to get hit.
Yeah, that's the thing about these games nowadays. There's not really mechanics. Everything's overly simplified. Much like in MK1, the only kind of difficulty you get is that opponents have more health. Or they might have some stupid, ridiculous modifiers. But the opponent's AI itself isn't really difficult. Flash's AI just seems to just run around in a circle. That's not a hard AI to defeat. You just have to tediously run after them. But yeah, okay.
Hits in before he does it all again. I do wish there was a bit of a he's down, get a moment, but unfortunately,
Yeah, like in Destiny, when you fight a raid boss, you bring them down for a DPS phase where you switch out to your highest damaging weapon and then you just laser them. But this looks stupid. I'm sorry. Yeah, this guy's right. He's rightfully criticizing the gameplay design of this boss encounter. How can you not include that in the gameplay? Boss design. Right? That's ridiculous.
it seems like that trope wasn't used here. Now, WB also sent over some footage of an experienced Shark player wrecking shop, so I'll include some footage of their gameplay in this video preview to show what it looks like when someone has played for hundreds of hours versus a couple of hours at a preview event.
Right? So like so he's talking about a preview event. He went to the same preview event as Caboose and Uncaged. And they left the same event with very different perspectives. Because Caboose was talking it up, so was Uncaged. But IGN not. And it's really interesting that IGN will transparently identify that they are using stock assets from WB, whereas Caboose didn't. Yet he was calling himself genuine. That's wild. I just wish there was more transparency. I wish people would open their eyes and get woke. Yes, my friends, get woke. Jax ain't got centuries waiting for you to get woke. Get woke now. Open your eyes to the lies. Open your eyes to the paid promotion. It's watermarked. It's watermarked on their videos, but they, people are like, oh yeah, love them, love the Shills. We're just gonna eat up the shit. So yeah, let's see what else. So that's high level gameplay? What?
In the open,
It's just like you're killing a mob. That's high level gameplay? Just like killing a mob of low level enemies? How is that high level gameplay? I'm confused.
world, however, missions tend to favor many of the tired and true types, which makes them feel a bit like uninspired filler. Like, stop me if you've heard this one before, you defend a point from waves of enemies that spawn. Sound familiar? Now imagine every time you defeat a handful of these enemies, you just stand around waiting with nothing to do. This was exactly what happened during one of the core story missions, and the padding feels completely unnecessary. When the next quest started, I stood there while Amanda Waller called my character on comms and bantered with Poison Ivy.
So he's describing that there is a lot of inflated playtime with the game. Like, rather than moving on to the next checkpoint, they just have to stand and wait there. A lot of these games that WB is churning out is strictly made to boost the amount of hours players spend within that game. I think that this is part of it. When you have this kind of unoptimized design towards missions where you literally just stand around and wait, how does that not inflate playtime? How does not fighter mastery, nerfing XP, not inflate playtime? And it's the same ideology, whether it be WB Games Montreal, WB Games headquarters, or WB Games Chicago /NRS. Yeah.
Before sending me back to the other end of the map to save citizens in a flying bus that looked like it's straight out of Fortnite.
I hate this Task Force X.
At least the Riddler puzzles are making a return from the Arkham game. The whole combat system comes together a lot better when you get to sit down and actually make a build, which we didn't have a chance to do right away at the preview event. For some context, we started playing through the same...
Caboose, on that same topic, was saying that he made a melee build, but IGN didn't have the time to. So who do we believe? Caboose or IGN, who said that there's not enough time? Yeah, I don't think you can really accurately see everything within the game for just a couple of hours at a preview event. But Caboose was definitely overhyping it in his vid.
Tutorial from the beta and picking a character, Deadshot in my case. After that, we jumped straight into Chapter 3 where I tried out Shark because the character I had been playing on was taken. What I didn't realize was that Chapter 3 gives you complete build control, and having played on a different class, it took me a bit of our session to get warmed up to the new movement mechanics Shark has compared to Deadshot. If we look back at that provided Flash gameplay, it looks like the player has a good grasp at movement, but it all comes back to similar core mechanics. Aim gun, shoot gun, and those core mechanics in a game like Destiny really save it. Here, it just feels samey across the board, even with each character's abilities sprinkled in. I didn't really get time to look at my...
So, yeah, if the guns are really transferable between the different characters, I can understand what he's saying here. Because in Destiny, you do have some sort of class variety between Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. I think you had more in Destiny 1, where the Warlocks could also self-res. They don't have that no more in D2. But, like, really, what kind of class variety are you having in a game like Suicide Squad, where it's based on a shooter system? Like, Borderlands 3 has a really in-depth class loadout, lots of variety, because every class has 4 different trees that you can invest in. Like, where's the skill tree here? I would be very interested to see that. He said that they didn't unlock full build capability until Chapter 3. And when you see this, it's looking so... Doesn't this look terrible? Like, what is this? I don't want to have to read all these little texts. That's too much. Too many little tiny things are going to make my eyes go blind. So I don't know. Can't really see. These are traversal mods. So these aren't really specific to a character. This is just like a mod you could put onto any character. Like a talisman. Oh god, not a talisman.
Shot. If we look back at that provided Flash shoot gun and those core mechanics in a game together. However, his excitement about the build possibilities does continue to give me a glimmer of hope. To give you a taste of what you'll be looking at in terms of complexity, there are weapon afflictions that attach an elemental effect to weapons like Deep Freeze that does cold damage for a period of time. Penguin will let you craft new weapons, shield mods, traversal mods, or grenades. And there are some interesting guns here, like it off that grenades do 50%
okay,
less.
All right. Well, IGN doesn't like it. That's really interesting that IGN, Caboose, and Uncaged, they went to the same event, and they came away with very different perspectives. So were the IGN employees not properly buttered up like the influencers? Was there some sort of, hierarchy of who was getting more benefits at this preview event? Because they went to the same one. So that's really interesting, really interesting. But a more official look at this stuff is how the developers, Rocksteady, are responding to people calling out the live service elements of the game. So this is from Kotaku, where Suicide Squad boss downplays live service elements of obviously live service game. So I think this is really like the clincher for this game, is that it is an online service because you need to be connected to the internet to play. As well, there's going to be seasonal content. That is a live service. MK1 was a live service. Same goes for this. So instead of claiming it's still full of the DNA that infuses the Batman Arkham series, they're adding that no label fits it. So this is like the non-binary of games. You can't put it in a box, guys. Gender don't exist. So this game, Suicide Squad, the dev, Darius Sadagian, studio product director at Rocksteady, is saying that no label fits it. It is gender non-conforming. It is not a shooter. It is not a live service. It is not a greedy corporate money grab. It's wild. It's wild. So since the moment Rocksteady and WB announced Suicide Squad in 2020, fans have been suspicious of the co-op open world shooter. So it's like a Borderlands with superhero elements. Okay, so it's like a Marvel's Adventures? Okay. I don't understand why they're trying to say that this is like completely new, unique, and groundbreaking. But they really want to like downplay the live service aspect of it. Why? Especially when we know that this is not true. David Zaslav has said that he wants more live services from all of his franchises. So who are we to believe? David Zaslav talking to shareholders, or Darius Sadagian trying to quench fires from the community? Who do we believe? I'll believe the corporate guy in charge. I'm not going to believe the guy lying to the audience. I'm going to believe the guy who's talking to shareholders. But wow. So it says here, starring famous DC villains. Many wanted another Batman Arkham game, and this wasn't that. Rocksteady is planning to patch it in an offline mode sometime after launch. Apparently, having to play constantly online is forcing the developers to add an offline mode. Whoa. As players learn more about the game's live service elements, including a battle pass, emotes, seasons, and always online requirement. We would never get a Mortal Kombat without always online requirement. If you don't have internet, the only thing you can play in Mortal Kombat 1 is just the story mode. And who's doing that? So I wonder, like, to what extent will the offline mode of Kill the Justice League look like? But there's nothing inherently wrong with Battle Pass, emotes, seasons, and whatever. As long as it's meaningful, that there is, like, good enough content for players to enjoy. You know, like, I enjoy Street Fighter 6 with its Battle Pass because it's fun. If there's some sort of fun in it, then it's justifiable. And I think that, you know, pre-release, it's hard to say what is the definitive take, given that the game hasn't been released. But I think it's really wild that, yeah, there is a definite disconnect between what MK1 Shills are saying and people like Kotaku and IGN are saying. Because I would think, like, those would be the ones that would want to shill harder than the influencers, but apparently I'm wrong. As reported by Games Radar, Sadagian spoke to Play Magazine about Suicide Squad, how the team at Rocksteady, who previously worked on the Arkham trilogy, didn't set out to make a game in a particular genre, but wanted to make a 4-player co-op adventure. Okay, like, your game isn't that unique or innovative, so it's just wild. This is really the non-binary of video games. Crazy. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining along. Do you think that this is a live service? Because the dev doesn't want to call it a live service. We don't really think of our game as fitting with any particular label. WB is a syndrome. Oh my goodness. It's even worse now. Damn it, you're right. This is all the more infuriating sad when you realize this is Kevin Conroy's final performance as Batman. Yeah, I heard about that. That really sucks. This game to me looks so stupid. I agree, Travis. I'm not buying it. I'm not thrilled by it. I'm tearing up. Oh no. Overall, the game is not giving anything extra or exciting. The irony is IGN is shilling less than Caboose is. Yeah, that is the irony. It saddens me to see them fall from grace like that. Rocksteady made, at least in my opinion, the definitive Batman universe. Okay, all right. See, like, yeah, I'm really grateful to hear your opinion on this, Nasreen, because I don't really, like, I'm not really super familiar with all of this DC stuff. Yeah, it's different. Did I miss the dragging? Hopefully not. I mean, like, if you want the dragging, maybe rewind a bit. The Arkham games are the best superhero games ever made. All the Batman series are good besides Gotham Knights. Okay. She is voicing Amanda Waller in this game. That's Deborah Wilson. Oh, I love Deborah Wilson. I love Mad TV. So I love Shaniqua, Laquifa, Bunifa, Latifa, Halifa, Sharifa Jackson. I think I said Bunifa twice. But yes, I love Bunifa. I love Lita and Melina. I love Deborah Wilson. I love her Whitney Houston. I love her Oprah. She's great. So yeah, I didn't realize. But Deborah Wilson don't look like that lady. She look better. She's human in most universes. Okay. Dave, I wish you did a Yeah, on my OnlyFans. If you want that, you can get it on my OnlyFans. Although I only saw the first season. Okay, yeah, I've never seen the Suicide Squad show. I don't know. Dragon Storm. I know I'm a subdivision. Oh no. New hamster wheel coming. Exactly. Everyone loves a hamster wheel. I learned so much from you, Dave. Thank you so much. Aw, thank you. You know, like, I'm not trying to educate anyone. I'm just presenting what I find. And I find this stuff to be really fascinating. I mean, you can take a look at the debt of WB, and you can determine that they are doing a lot of things to try and reverse this significant amount of debt. This debt that is more than little island nations in the Caribbean. They have $50 billion of debt. This little Caribbean country's got 14. Like, why you got so much debt? And you can read the articles. Like, I found this very interesting. Rather than putting budget onto giving us crossplay, giving us 3 gear pieces, they're giving David Zaslav $35 million. $35 million to tell them, make all your games live services. And as a result, we got people like Caboose and Uncaged who get invited to this shill event at Warner Brothers in Los Angeles. And they don't even talk about the same shit that Kotaku and IGN are talking about. Like, IGN is not the people that you would expect to be shining a light or calling people out. But doesn't really want to call it a live service. Like, why? Why are the developers trying to push this game as the genre non-conforming game that it wants to be? Like, we all know it's a co-op shooter. Can you just call it a co-op shooter? Why did you just call it a co-op shooter? It's genre defying, yes. And it's also not a live service. Definitely not a live service, especially when you see things like the loot boxes appear at the end of the missions. Let's see if we can find that. Or you take a look at the customization system. Sure, it's not a live service. Oh, where is the loot box? Aw, damn it. Now I'm trying to find it. It was the mission end of mission rewards where like a box comes out with mods and things like this. It's so stupid. I'm not really looking forward to it. But I think what's really disheartening is the fact that people are buying the shillery, people are buying the delusion. And I mean, you can be excited for whatever you want, but keep in mind that WB is the same company that scammed us with Mortal Kombat 1. So when you got the Mortal Kombat 1 shills like Caboose and Uncaged, and his audience is eating it up instead of realizing that it's a 17-minute commercial. Totally agree about on-screen simulations. They're just parroting back what Guy is saying. I'm definitely very glad they turned off the option to blah, blah, blah. Overall, it seems like a very fun time. I'll be doing multiple... How? But you don't even know what the seasonal content is. And I mean, games are now billing you on stuff that they don't even have ready for you in day one. Like, this game, they're saying, oh... You can... Wait, let's see if we can get it. There was that quote. Or maybe it's here. FAQ. Genre defying. It is a genre defying. Why do they use these words? Not that it is the gender non-conforming game. But yeah, it says that they will have the seasonal content. Where is that? Right. Post-launch seasonal updates, earnable characters at no additional cost. Access to seasonal free battle pass tiers. So there is going to be a paid battle pass tier as well. This is a live service. Why are you trying to say it's not a live service? Why do you have people like IGN making articles or Kotaku making articles about your tomfoolery of not calling it a live service? Yeah, but yeah, people are willing to buy into the live service thing. I agree about the sensory overload thing. That's exactly what you get at a casino. You get bombarded with the sounds and flashing lights that addict you. Addict children. Not for me. I am not doing that. But, yeah, the delusion continues. I understand people's critique of the game from what we've seen so far, but I really do think this game is going to be extremely fun to play. So that's from Caboose's channel. You take a look at Uncaged's channel. Like, I just love seeing what their audience is saying. Good to finally see unedited gameplay. This is one of those games I want play for myself. So, you know, this is really sad that this guy plus 151 people also believe the lie that this was unedited gameplay? What are you talking about? Both him and Uncaged got stock footage to include for these videos. I don't even think Uncaged was trying to lie about it, but he definitely didn't talk about whether or not the things that he was presenting were his gameplay or things from stock assets. But people believe the lies. People believe whatever they want to believe, I suppose. This is one of the games I want to play. Yeah, I don't know. I will say, even after watch this video and also got to play the beta a little to check it out, there are a few things I do like. The environment. The empty environment with no NPCs or cars on the road. Okay, because you have a city under invasion and there's no one on the streets. There's no damage on the streets. They're just bare bones environment. Okay. I'm still on the fence for this game, and I tend to lose interest in games where you collect guns really fast. So you don't like a looter shooter. That's okay. You don't have to like a looter shooter. But this is a genre-defying game where you could call it a third-person action shooter, but it's not. It doesn't fit boxes. Don't put your gender stereotypes on this game. No, no, no. Very wild. So take a look at this one. I think this was a very interesting comment. This was from a video defending Kill the Justice League. And this person said, while I understand the live service thing being an issue because I've grown up around it, it started off fine and then got crazy. So I think this is what really speaks to the current modern age of gaming. Gaming is meant for Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, people who have grown up with this live service stuff, and they're just willing to accept whatever crap WB or whatever game publisher is pushing out there. So that really disheartens me. I'm worried. I don't know. I really don't know about this game. But if this is something that you're looking forward to, please don't let me discourage you. I am not buying it, though, especially given the track record of WB. I don't think it's worth it for me. But if it's worth it for you, let me know. Are you getting the deluxe edition? Okay, empty words for a game. Hey, man, how you've been? Haven't seen you in a while. Aw. Deb is from Mad TV. Yeah, Deborah Wilson was from Mad TV. I loved her. I love Deb's Oprah impersonations. Yes. Apparently, Oprah was deeply... I loved when she played the devil. She was the devil a couple of times. But Oprah as the devil was awesome. Deborah was one of the original cast members of Mad TV. The show started to decline after her departure. Yeah. I think that there was a lot of things that led to its decline, but yeah. Shills already stating that the game can still be good without purchasing anything in this live service game. But it says in the game that there's a paid battle pass. There's a free path and a paid path. I don't understand nasty Canadian. People are kind of crazy. Hey Jaded, love your song. Oh, thank you. Love you. Yes, thank you, my friends, for joining along. Would love to hear your opinions on Uncaged, Caboose being so different from IGN. What you think about this Suicide Squad. But until next time, I am praying that you are having fun with a legitimately good game that's not predatory. But please, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.